Yeah, I think I started using, it was alcohol initially. I wish I knew when I crossed the line between addiction and just heavy recreational use, because it really snuck up on me. I think I woke up one day and realized, oh God. I started taking opiate-based pain pills. I knew better than to take them every day, and I wasn't at first, and then I don't really remember when it moved to that point, but one day I woke up and I literally couldn't do it without them. The whole act of making money, finding drugs, getting drugs, using drugs, even when it was easy for me to have the money and find them, then I would use, and I'd have, an hour between when I was gonna do whatever I was supposed to do. And so oh, that's plenty of time to go get more. And my whole day would just be completely consumed. I did some research and found a place in Middle Tennessee that was close to me. It was a 12-step program. The underlying theme that I got there, the message that I got, that I think a lot of people that have been around 12-step a lot will know, is that I'm an addict. I'm always an addict. I have this terrible disease. It's progressive, it's incurable, it's fatal. I'm gonna have a needle in my arm laying in the gutter before I know it. And I had never used IV drugs at that point. But I ended up having a friend of mine meet me in a Taco Bell bathroom when we were out going to an AA meeting, and got high on an outing and treatment. I overdosed in February, I think, at work. They told me I could either go to the emergency room or to jail, and I chose the emergency room. And when I was released, it was, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have anybody I could call to come get me. I was a couple miles from the house. There was snow on the ground. I was soaking wet in ripped clothes. Walking outside from the hospital was when I was like, this has got to be it. If this isn't enough to make me want to change, then I'm already dead. Nothing will be. And sure enough, the next day I'm going to COP, and it's just so crazy to talk about it now, but I continued to progress and get worse, and my mom shot me a text and said, something's wrong with you. So unbeknownst to me, I have a cousin who I'm aware of. We've seen each other when we were younger, I believe, but I haven't seen him in many years. And I did not realize that he was an alcoholic. And he had gone to a 12-step treatment program, got out, relapsed, and then he came here a little over a year ago. And he's doing great. He's still clean. My mom called her parents in a panic to try to bounce some ideas. And she really did not want me to go back to another 12-step program. I would have gone anywhere that had a bed. I was at that point of desperation. She called me a couple hours later and said, I'm 10 minutes away from your apartment. Let's just get you somewhere. I've already put a down payment down on someplace in Pensacola. And it was here. And I was so hesitant to just jump like that. I left everything behind. And sitting here a little over 8 weeks later, it's the best choice I've ever made. I think she really thought that this was my last chance, and this was her last chance with me. She actually said, I will never forget this. She said, I never thought that I would ask my child this, but do you want to live? Because I really hope that you do, but if you'd rather just die seeing the way that you live, I would totally understand that. Actually, the last place that I went to treatment, the doctor had been out of the state or something. They had, I think, 11 admissions within 3 hours. I detoxed on the linoleum floor by myself, didn't even get sheets for my bed for many hours, and they couldn't give me any medication, even to sleep, without a doctor's order. So it was probably almost 48 hours after my last use that I got seen by anybody, and it was just, so to have somebody meet me at the door and say, come on, this is what we're gonna do. And I did my admission process, and when I walked into my room in detox, they had unpacked my things, and I had a picture in a frame of my family from home. And that was really refreshing. When I first started the classes, it was all really new to me. Well, it was new to me and it wasn't. The content was really common sense. I honestly can't even put into words the difference in myself after really kind of fully adopting this way of thinking. And it's something that is so basic and yet so under-practiced in society. You know, I deserve to be nice to me, and I deserve to love myself, and I'm worthy of it. And just because I made a mistake doesn't mean I am a mistake. And you know, I got my reins back. I could tell that I was changing and making progress, but I had a really hard time communicating that. And at the halfway point, my mom came for an outing, and well, the first thing she said was, "Oh my God, you look like my kid." But I kept feeling like I needed to prove that I was learning something or doing something. And towards the end of our visit, I expressed that to her. And she said, "You don't have to say anything." She said that she had not seen me be able to sit still ever, not even before I was using. I've always been kind of an anxious, foot tapping, always in my head, always. I've never been able to sit still. And she's like, "I've never seen you be able to sit still like that." And from somebody that couldn't stand to be with myself, I am my best friend. And I have done everything in my power to not be with myself for so long that it's a relationship that I'm really building. I'm learning a little bit every day more about who I am and what I like without the influences of other people or drugs or alcohol. And it's amazing, you know, it's a really beautiful process. I feel like I'm in the beginning phases of a relationship with myself, and everything that I learn and everything I find out is new and exciting, just like it is, you know, in the beginning when you're in love. I'm falling in love with me again, and it's awesome. You know, I think that hope and faith are really important moving forward, and I never really lost hope because I always really wanted to get out of the way I was living, but I had no faith in myself. I walked in the doors knowing that GBR, no treatment center, that nowhere could fix me because I was so broken. And I've got a lot of faith today, and that's really cool, and I've got faith in myself. I just think that an 8-week investment compared to the rest of my life, I'm really, really grateful for where I am today. And you know, if anybody's even considering coming here, if it's possible for you, just do it. It'll be the best decision you ever made.